And Cardi B is a star, and that's what people got to realize. Just because she's a star, men just don't give a damn what you are. If they don't like you, they don't like you. Honey, because, I mean, she's a big star. She got all the money and stuff, but you still messing with these damn regular women and having children with them and stuff, and she out there at the game, parading, spending millions of damn dollars like a fool behind him, and he still don't care.
He allegedly gets the same woman pregnant again and turns the Super Bowl into what insiders are calling a revenge stage. What looked like a simple breakup after a 29-13 loss quickly spirals into something much bigger as rumors grow, the baby count rises, and the field itself seems to send a message. Just days before kickoff, engagement talk is floating publicly, yet behind the scenes Stefon Diggs is reportedly expanding his family with a woman who once filed a paternity suit against him, and Cardi B allegedly learns the truth before the biggest game of the year. The shift is immediate. On February 9th after the Super Bowl, they unfollow each other. She posts a cold, "good luck," and leaves after halftime, while he remains on the field as another woman is heard saying, "I love you," on official NFL footage. By November, paternity involving Aylin Lira is confirmed, assault charges remain pending, and a $20 million base salary hangs in the balance, making the engagement whispers feel completely out of sync with the sudden silence.
Well, as the New England Patriots are heading for the playoffs and having an incredible season, their star wide receiver, Stefon Diggs, of course, not just incredible NFL player, but also Cardi B's father of Cardi B's latest child. She was at his latest game. And
what we didn't know, because
that game was going on.
If this is the public version, the private fallout is about to hit harder, because once the cameras shut off and the confetti settles, the timeline feels less like heartbreak and more like strategy. Days before February 9th, he is openly entertaining engagement talk, telling reporters it is on the agenda while she prepares for a halftime cameo at Levi's Stadium, projecting an image of stability. Then the mood shifts at the Fanatics party when, asked by ESPN for a message, she delivers two clipped words, "good luck." On game day she performs during the Apple Music halftime show, leaves the field, and according to those around her, does not return for the second half. Within hours of the Patriots' 29-13 loss to the Seahawks, both accounts quietly unfollow each other. The public explanation points to emotions running high after defeat, but insiders claim the shift began before kickoff and had nothing to do with the scoreboard. On the same field where she just performed, another woman appears within arm's reach of his inner circle, wearing an all-access badge to the Patriots team hotel and film telling him she loves him as official NFL cameras roll. The clip spreads before sunrise. She is reportedly connected to Offset's past and prior betrayal headlines, standing beside his mother as if the placement were intentional. Those close to the situation insist Super Bowl week passes are not handed out casually, especially not to someone outside the roster or immediate family. While engagement whispers still linger online, he appears visually aligned with a different narrative, raising the question, if the breakup was already underway, why stage that proximity, and if it was not, why risk it? The optics land like a statement, and the silence from both sides grows heavier than any caption.
I would say he should have cleared up front that, hey, this person's going to be here, this person means something to me, she's going to be here. You know, right. You got, what's your saying? And everything you get an understanding.
Yeah, out of all you're getting, get an understanding. And then govern yourself accordingly to the understanding.
Because they're all adults. At the end of the day, they're all adults. And if she knows that he got kids with other women.
Do the other baby mama have to come?
A couple of.
The official narrative in mainstream coverage keeps it simple. A couple under pressure after a loss decides to separate, with an ET source confirming they recently broke up but leaving open the possibility of reconciliation. That version reads soft, but the details tell a different story. In November, paternity with Aylin Lira is confirmed after she filed suit claiming he fathered her daughter born in April. His legal team requested a genetic test, and the case was dismissed in January. Insiders now whisper that she is expecting again, making this the second child with the same woman who already took him to court. That allegation surfaces just as engagement speculation peaks and right before the Super Bowl spectacle, creating a critical pressure point. In December, separate from family drama, he faces felony strangulation and misdemeanor assault charges involving a private chef, with an arraignment scheduled for February 13 in Dam District Court, while the Patriots publicly back him and his $20 million base salary sparks debate over whether he remains the team's #1 receiver next season. Stack that against confirmed children across multiple households, 4 born in a tight window across 2024 and 2025, and the financial math begins to dominate the narrative. League insiders describe this as more than personal turbulence, it's leverage, liability, and reputation colliding in the same week. So when rumors of another pregnancy emerge, they do not feel like gossip, they feel like a multiplier, and if she learns about it before the game, the Super Bowl becomes far more than a championship.
But it turns out there was a possible felony case against Stephon Diggs that came to fruition.
Right, it came to fruition on Christmas Eve, actually, is when police went to talk to him about the accusation that he had slapped and choked his private chef earlier in December.
Viewed through that lens, Cardi B's actions start to read differently. On February 11th, she posts curated glamour shots on Instagram, thanking Airbnb and radiating control, never mentioning him, while gradually tightening her interaction settings and keeping older photos visible at first. Days later, she embarks on the Little Miss drama tour, leaning into a me versus me mantra after giving birth in November, a birth that came just weeks after paternity with Aylin LaPera was confirmed. The timing compresses the narrative, one newborn at home, another legal acknowledgement outside it, and now whispers of expansion. Friends say she draws a firm line against public embarrassment, having already endured Offset's infidelity accusations, a public divorce, and co-parenting 3 children. To then witness a rival-linked woman on the field telling her partner, "I love you," on camera is far from background noise, while the official story frames it as coincidence, those around her say it lands like undeniable confirmation.
I want to have more kids.
You do?
Yeah.
More kids? That sounds like many.
I mean, you know how whatever my body could take and I feel like I can take.
This is where questions about control emerge. Was the field access arranged before events unfolded, or as a response? Did confrontation occur behind closed doors before kickoff? Industry insiders describe heated exchanges earlier in the week, with her reportedly refusing to play the supportive fiancé after learning what was allegedly happening. If true, the visual alignment at the Super Bowl reads less as coincidence and more as retaliation. He is known for intensity both on and off the field, with teammates describing a competitiveness that borders on combustible. Public engagement talk builds an image, but when that image cracks privately, ego becomes a factor. Bringing other women into proximity on the biggest stage sends a message without a statement, but it also risks blowback, because when cameras capture everything, retaliation becomes evidence.
You know, keep making moves on top of moves on top of moves, until the move that you make grants you to be the king. Checkmate. Or kingmate.
Kingmate.
You dig what I'm saying? It's all a game. Hey, what I say? It's all entertainment, baby. It's all entertainment. It's all entertainment, ladies.
The backlash is immediate. 50 Cent mocks him online, claiming he lost both the Super Bowl and his woman in the same night. Fans tally his children across multiple mothers, and commentators question whether his $20 million salary can cover mounting obligations. At the same time, his attorney flatly denies the assault allegations, insisting they never occurred, while the team reiterates support. Each defense stabilizes one corner of the narrative as another collapses. Engagement hints linger in archived clips, the unfollow remains visible, paternity confirmation is documented, and the alleged second pregnancy hovers like a storm cloud without a press release. With multiple realities coexisting, surface explanations feel inadequate, the breakup cannot be isolated from the broader pattern pressing in. The silence around one detail is louder than anything else. If the rumor of a second pregnancy with LaPera were false, it would be easy to dismiss, yet there is no public denial, only shifting focus toward football and tour dates. The timing is too compressed to ignore. Paternity confirmed in November, a baby with Cardi also arriving in November, charges filed in December, Super Bowl in February, and the unfollow happening within hours of the loss. Entertainment insiders say the rupture is not just about jealousy but narrative control: who announces first, who frames the split, who absorbs humiliation, and who redirects it. The Field moment suggests an attempt at that redirection.
I lipped about this. There was a court hearing today.
Correct.
And
he did not appear in court, right?
He did not, but his attorney did remotely and said, look, we got a statement from the attorney saying, all this is nonsense, this never happened, this is just because this woman is trying to get paid, and she made these allegations all up.
Did he enter plea today?
No.
Now the question hardens: if this is an ego play that backfires, what happens next? Stacking legal pressure, financial strain, and expanding fatherhood while flirting with engagement headlines creates volatility that cannot be resolved with a single unfollow. The arraignment date approaches, the tour begins, the Patriots evaluate contracts, and somewhere within that swirl sits an alleged seventh child, redefining the stakes entirely. The public version frames it as two adults separating after a loss, but the emerging pattern suggests a much larger reckoning forming behind closed doors. If the Super Bowl becomes the stage for a message, it also becomes the moment everything stops being contained, and containment is precisely what this situation now lacks.
How important is that for a player?
Well, it's not unexpected in this case because I think, they support their players in these situations. And this one, again, I don't want to give my opinion on it, but it sounds like a lot of he said, she said types of things. So with that, perhaps maybe the Patriots know more, at least from the side of Diggs, and are good with that, saying that we support him. And I think, again, they'll wait, but for now, he's on this football team, and they'll just take it that way.
What makes this harder to ignore is that the pattern does not start with this season. It stretches back years, quietly building a portfolio of parallel households now converging under a spotlight he cannot dim. There is Nova from his rookie era, Shiloh, a son with Kiana Barber, a daughter with Kai Benji, the confirmed daughter with Aylin LaPera, and the newborn with Cardi. That is the public count, while the allegation of another child with the same woman who previously took him to court adds another layer. Insiders say the repetition matters more than the number. One pregnancy can be framed as overlap, two with the same person after legal action reads like ongoing involvement, and when that alleged involvement continues while engagement energy circulates publicly, it looks less like chaos and more like compartmentalization, each compartment functioning until someone opens the wrong door. The Super Bowl moment suggests that door is open. In league circles, discussion centers on risk management over romance. A wide receiver with a $20 million base salary carries expectations beyond catches and yards, with sponsors watching behavior, teams calculating liabilities, and multiple custody arrangements across state lines complicating cash flow and contract leverage. When a paternity suit emerges, it is a headline. When the suit resolves and rumors of another pregnancy follow, it becomes a pattern. The unresolved assault charge amplifies scrutiny, and while the Patriots publicly support him, support is not immunity. Performance dips paired with controversy shift the calculus, because in a league built on brand control, optics matter as much as statistics, and right now the optics are chaotic. From her side, CardiB curates a strategic narrative, framing her era as personal growth, focusing on her tour, motherhood, and rebuilding after divorce, announcing her November birth with messaging about new chapters and becoming a better version of herself. But that message lands differ.
All I'm saying is, if I felt like my girl was cheating, I'm gonna get it off of these two. If I felt like my girl was cheating and she said these things to dispel my thought, it would not be dispelled.
No, at all.
It would actually.
Ego also plays a central role. Teammates describe Diggs as hyper-competitive, driven as much by perception as by performance. Engagement talk before a championship game builds a fairy tale narrative that complements athletic ambition, but if that narrative collapses midweek due to a confrontation, humiliation becomes a real risk. People close to him say he hates losing control of a story, and if a partner refuses to play along, especially on a stage designed for unity, retaliation can appear subtle but deliberate. Standing beside women tied to previous controversies sends a message without words, shifting embarrassment from one side to the other. Yet in an era of instant replay, such retaliation carries consequences. What looks like dominance in the moment can transform into public ridicule by morning, because the internet does not process nuance, it tallies optics, and this time, the tally favors spectacle over stability.
and said that it was to the point where she felt like she could have blacked out.
So she goes to the police December 16th.
Yes, and they say that she was hesitant in the incident report because she knew that he was a high-profile athlete and a member of the Patriots. She was going back and forth on whether she wanted to move forward with charges, but she laid all this out and explained it to them. On December 20th, she said, look,
the LPRA connection intensifies the narrative. She is not a fleeting rumor but a documented litigant whose attorney confirms paternity was established, initially demanding custody and financial support before later withdrawing once confirmation was secured, creating legal acknowledgement. Insiders claim the relationship never fully ends, with communication, meetings, and now allegedly another pregnancy continuing, which, if true, casts engagement talk as theater. If false, someone benefits from letting the rumor linger unchecked. The absence of a clear denial fuels speculation, and when two women are linked to the same man within months of each other's deliveries, the story shifts from romance to rotation, suggesting planning, awareness, and a contradiction to the image of a man blindsided by circumstance. Financial pressure compounds the narrative. Multiple households require structured support, legal fees mount, and any shift in team role affects earnings projections. Sports management insiders describe paternity filings during an active career as strategic, not condemnatory, while an alleged second pregnancy locks in another future commitment before his next contract negotiation, creating leverage whether admitted or not. When personal and professional pressures converge, even small miscalculations produce visible cracks.
From what I'm seeing on the stand, it's not really going together very well for her purpose in searching after some of these charges.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need a lawyer who's very confident. And I think she has that, but I think everything else, I mean, you can have confidence, but you need something to support that confidence in. And it's just not playing out very well. He's having a lot of trouble in the examinations. And
the assault charge adds another layer. Accusations of choking and hitting a private chef during a money dispute surfaced in December, with arraignment pending, and while his attorney denies the claims outright, public perception does not separate domestic turbulence from legal allegations. They stack, creating a portrait of volatility in both relationships and conflict that teams, sponsors, and partners must assess. Cardi B's brand thrives on spectacle, but instability that overshadows her platform threatens future deals and touring momentum, so her distancing is strategic, protecting her from entanglement in courtrooms and headlines she cannot control. Loyalty within blended families is another factor. Holiday photos show multiple mothers and children together, projecting harmony, but that equilibrium is fragile under financial and emotional strain. If Aylin LaPera is expecting again, it signals not just overlap but preference, which invites resentment and exposure, especially in circles where secrets travel faster than statements. Insiders say Super Bowl week amplifies tensions. Increased access, flights, and semi-public private conversations create fertile ground for confrontation, which layered over pre-existing rumors accelerates fallout. Her departure from the stadium becomes symbolic. It is not about halftime but refusal to endure optics contradicting what she allegedly learns, refusal to co-narrate a post-game story of unity. She performs, fulfills obligations, and leaves, sending a signal across social media because absence is louder than presence in high-profile relationships. If she aims to control the breakup narrative, exiting first matters. If he seeks to neutralize that control, public alignment with other women matters. The clash is less about affection than dominance over perception, who looks rejected, replaced, or unfazed, and while the internet judges instantly, insiders say the real battle unfolds in private texts and legal consultations.
Internet down. The internet always causes unnecessary problems, unnecessary disagreements, unnecessary things. Because a lot of the stuff on the internet and on the line isn't true. So I would just say they need to have that conversation, a real conversation. I'm not leaving this room until it's done, and those are the toughest conversations. When your wife wants to have a conversation, those are the toughest things because you got to put everything on the table. That's the only way something's going to work. Everything has to go on the table for you to possibly be able to move on, and I'm hoping that they can have that.
What remains unsettling is how neatly the alleged second pregnancy explains the rapid collapse, from engagement talk to unfollow within days, suggesting a trigger event rather than gradual drift. A confirmed legal connection with one woman already exists, and an alleged renewed pregnancy with the same woman magnifies the sense of betrayal beyond rumor. That is not flirtation, that is continuity, implying ongoing communication. If he maintains contact while projecting exclusivity, the public narrative fractures. If she discovers it abruptly, her reaction is swift, creating signals that ripple through sports media, entertainment blogs, and locker rooms. The story is no longer private, it is institutional. Yet the most dangerous detail remains unaddressed. Is there another baby on the way tied to the same woman who already proved paternity once? Is the Super Bowl field display retaliation or coincidence? Is Cardi B protecting her next chapter or calculating her exit? And if the league and sponsors begin recalculating, who absorbs the fallout first? This does not end with an unfollow. It feels like the opening move in something larger, and we are witnessing it unfold in real time.